Hi guys. So I just wanted to make a video in hopes that it will encourage somebody. This is a testimony, not to brag, not to boast, but just to basically give a testimony. About 2 months ago, I listened to a TD Jakes sermon, and he was talking about how pain and passion are the midwives of purpose. And I know painting pretty is a part of my purpose, and that God and art is my passion, but that pain part, baby, that pain part that make you want to check out. I often talk about Robin Williams sometimes, and Robin Williams is one of my favorite actors. And his death really stung because he spent his life making movies that made people laugh. Like, I think his movies was hilarious. So he made movies making people laugh. And the fact that he struggled with depression so deep and mental health issues that he actually took his own life and succeeded was like heartbreaking, because there were so many times in life that I wanted to check out. I did not want to be here at all. Like, if this is what heartbreak feels like, Lord, take me now. Like, I did not want to be part of this world. I didn't have like a super bad childhood or anything like that. Like, I grew up in a nice town, went to private schools, so it really wasn't bad. Maybe in my teenage years, that's when you usually experience things that can cause you to be confused, or kind of help add fuel to the fire if you have any mental, issues or whatever. So my teenage years, I experienced molestation, having to go to court for that, rape, kept that a secret, didn't tell nobody, being a cutter, used to cut myself, especially when I was in college. So you go through those those places, right? And then my adulthood, I was married pretty young, at 21. So through my adulthood, I just experienced just feeling like unworthy, betrayed, having times where I'm like, God, you created me to just live in this space, like living check to check, really having to weigh gas or lunch, or gas and PGW gas or Pico. Like, always constantly having to sacrifice one for something else, and then weighing your options on what is more important to pay at the time. So that was a lot. Experiencing being evicted, which was like super embarrassing, and having to stay at my ex-husband's, sleeping on the floor basically. And just those times, just feeling embarrassed, like can't do anything, like your family going away, cruises and trips, and you can't do nothing because you ain't got no money. So they'll be like, you should go. And I'm like, I was in college at some points, but I'm like, oh no, I gotta study, I got school. I was broke and I couldn't afford to go. That's what it was, If you would have questioned me 10 years ago, I would not have believed that I would be where I am today, because there was times where I didn't see any light. I was like, God, I just felt like this is just how my life is going to be, and this is just how it is. So fast forward throughout the marriage to the ending of the marriage. Now, I felt heartbreak before when I lost the babies that I really, really wanted. I felt heartbreak before, but I didn't feel a pain like that. Like, going through a divorce and finding out so much things, it felt like I was living in a lie, like I was in a rabbit hole, like I was living a lie. I felt betrayed, I felt disrespected, I felt unloved, I felt unworthy, I felt lost, I felt abandoned. It was so much toxic things that I was feeling at the time, and it wasn't until that it crushed me. That divorce literally crushed me. Like, I was like physically sick, like couldn't eat, like lost about 15 pounds. 15, maybe 12 or 13. Yeah. So it wasn't until that crushing part that I actually turned to God and was like, you know what? Apparently, I'm not running my life right, Lord. So you can have it. And I would pray, God, position me. Like, position me, God. Position me, God. Because I prayed that prayer consistently for about a year. I prayed that prayer so much because I felt like if God positions you, he has to align you. He has to put you where you're supposed to be. Like, I can only run my life the way I think it should be ran. But if I'm giving God full permission, like, all right, Lord, tell me what to do. Tell me where to go. Align me with the right people. he'll do it. Like he'll do what you request. And I was, consistent, especially if it aligns with his will. So I was like, God, position me. And about 3 years ago, he sent somebody to put a seed in me. And the seed was, you should paint houses. You paint your house, won't you paint other people's houses? You should paint this jacket. You should paint this portrait. Like, it was weird things. And the crazy part about it is I never was a painter. I could draw, but I drew in high school. I'm 35. I drew in high school, but painting was my weakness. And so for me to even be an artist now, it's like beyond me, because I wasn't doing this 4 years ago, you know? A lot of where I am today is because I really gave up on me and started like, God, I gave up on me, so I need you to move in me so that I know that I'm here for a purpose beyond just the pain part. And in that, he showed me that everything that you are looking for is actually in you. And you just have to be cultivated. And sometimes that crushing part, them dark places, it is necessary to get you to where you need to be. It's necessary for you to get to your purpose. I would have never thought that going through all those dark places, like it felt like, so my mom always say, and I always say this, but you're either going into the storm, you're in a storm, or you're coming out of a storm. And the time ranges based off the stages, like it ranges. But sometimes them thunderstorms, it feels like you're in it for a long time. But what I have come to realize is that no matter how long them thunderstorms last, it has to end. At one point, it gotta end. It can't rain forever. And even if you look at a hurricane, it could be a hurricane for like a week or two, but once that thing clears, the sky is blue, them rainbows come out, the birds start chirping, the flowers start blooming. It's like harvest time. And I just wanted to tell somebody out there, whoever needs to hear it, is be encouraged. Do not give up on yourself. Do not give up on yourself. And if you give up on yourself, don't give up on God. And even if there were times that I was so mad at God, like especially when I lost my pregnancies, because it was like God was teasing me. Like I would pray, like, God, please let me have a baby. And I felt less of a woman, and I would get pregnant, and I felt like God was playing like peekaboo with a blessing. Like, you're pregnant, side, you know? And it just felt like sometimes what I wanted, I may not have been ready for. And also, looking back at everything that I've been through, it's weird to say, but I'm thankful for all that bad and that manure, and I'm thankful for all that crushing, because it does help me. It helps me in my character. It helps me to remain humble. It helps me to look at God and know that you can do a lot out of what I thought was nothing. And I didn't think anything of myself a lot of times because of the events that occur in my life. I didn't think too much of myself. So being an artist who has the freedom that I have, with the gifts that he gave me that was always in me, just to see how far I've come is a blessing in itself. Because I'm telling you, there were times that I did not want to be here. I did not want to be here. I did not want to be here. And if I gave up on myself and my life, I wouldn't be able to help the next person. So if you're out there and you're feeling like giving up, please don't. If God is still enabling you to breathe, then there is hope. There is still a purpose that needs to be fulfilled. And it is never too late for a sunny day. The storm may seem like it's taking forever to pass, but you have to endure it. Just endure it, and knowing that it will strengthen you. It will work out for your good. All things, both good and bad, will work out for your good. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't grow weary and pray. Don't grow weary in seeking God's faith. Keep your faith on Him, and He will sustain you. He will protect you. He will heal you. You just gotta stand firm and not give up on yourself and not give up on God. Okay?